Today we're talking about the tools you must have to start your landscaping business. Woo! Let's do this. I'm Jacob Godar, and I started my company part-time in 2014. That year we did $16,000 in sales. By 2019, we were award-winning seven-figure business, and now in 2021, we have opened a second location. All this content, these videos, and everything we do grow Comm, it's all about combining all of the information, really showing the tips, the tricks, the wins, the losses, everything, so you can grow your business to $1 million and beyond. We're talking about the tools you need to get your landscape business started. And that is a shovel, a wheelbarrow, and a car. No, I know everybody wants this video to be the right excavators, the right skidsters, the brand of this and the brand of that. And I want to go over off the top of my head, because I can't stand when people shoot YouTube videos and you can see that, you know, every once in a while I do, but see that they're reading notes and looking down 24/7. So I'll be all over, but I want to talk about the real, true, important things to start your landscape business. I've already made my joke about how a shovel and a wheelbarrow and all these little things are the tools. And the fact of the matter is, the most important things are physical tools, our physical attributes, I guess. Characteristics, the things about you that you need to bring to the table. That's persistence. If you're going to build and start a landscaping company, and really this is essential for any company, you have to be able to be persistent. So when people say, no, I don't want it, when you get turned down, when you think you're about to run out of work, when you think that you can't pay the bills, when you think that you're losing it all, when you think that the marketing's never going to work, when you think the employees are never going to work, all those times you must persist. You need a self-accountability that is second to none. Where a lot of people have to have bosses, management, all these other things in their life to hold them accountable. Did you pick up all the tools when you were done? You have to actually have an internal system. When you don't want to fucking do it, you still do it anyway. When it's a responsibility that you are accountable to because you've said, I will do it, you fucking make sure it happens. You make that last phone call. I told somebody today I was gonna make a call before the end of the day, and I ended up having to do it at 6 because I forgot about it. But my internal system, same thing with, like, if you want to get in shape and if you're wanting to push into business and you're wanting to become really successful, you need to be focusing on the key areas of your life. Being physically in shape is one of them, but like that takes accountability without someone having to tell you to do it. In business, there is no one whipping you to keep you going except for yourself, knowing that you live or die by what you produce. You live or die by what you create. And if that means I'm going to sit down and take it easy because I'm worn out and I'm tired, you're fucked, because it's not going to change anything. You have to hold yourself accountable to producing the results, like the future that you want. The next one is just, I mean, it's kind of like persistence, but just grit. The ability to just grit your teeth and take some of the things you're going to see as a landscape business owner, as any business owner, the things you're going to see, from people to money to challenges to clients to weather to just the crazy fires that go on in your business. It blows my mind. So persistence, yeah, that just means you keep going. But the grit is really, to me, is when you're just like holding on white knuckle and just, man, is it ever going to get through it? And the next one's kind of a belief, and it's a knowledge on these things. On this other side of persistence, on the other side of that grit is, you know, things will get really, 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 really bad. And knowing that just on, this is such an important tool to keep in your mental toolbox, that knowing just on the other side, freaking worst challenge, oh, it's so hard you want to give up, is everything you ever wanted. Just an inch more was everything you ever wanted. And it's all these little mental tools that, like, I never used to know that it always works out, and usually right when it's the worst is when it's really quickly going to become the best. And as I started realizing these things, I could track the patterns of, oh, wow, it's getting really, really bad. We're close to the turning point. We're close. This feels like it can't get any worse. We're close to the turning point. The next one, you need to have like the tools of being a goal setter, the mentality of being a goal setter. You need to set goals and you need to set targets so you can back work a plan and use that plan that you back worked. Like you set a 90-day target, you set a year target, and you break it down. You don't just say, hey, I want to hit 100,000 this year, and then just, well, we go. What does that mean per month? What does that mean per week? What does that mean per day? What does that mean per crew? It's 100,000, it's only one crew. But like, whatever that is. You have to backwork those numbers, and you just do that as it gets bigger. $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $10 million, $100 million. Break it down. Who has to manage it? How much has to be sold? What do we have to do to market? All those things. You need to be a goal setter. The accountability, the persistence, and the grit goes along with just freaking ruthless determination to get what you want. If you're not a determined person, people waver. It's so easy to be like, yeah, I kind of want it, but I don't want it that bad. Like, people all the time want raises, but they don't want the work that comes with it. I want the money, but I don't want the responsibility. Well, if you're a business owner, if you want something, if you want to get there, you've got to be determined to go to hell and back to deal with every kind of problem that you probably could ever freaking imagine. And it takes determination. It takes the determination, the persistence, and the grit to push through these, to get to the other side. So all those three things add up, and they really knock out that horrible, oh, it's getting the worst. That's what pushes you through to that other side where I talked about it being so freaking good, so perfect, so like the freedom. It's the ebbs and the flows. It's really, really hard. That's the dump, and then right at that's when it goes up, and then you get another point. And in those challenging spots, those real hard parts where you think you're not going to make it through, those are the learning moments. So I'm just really telling you a story of tools and how the process happens to really start and grow your landscape business from the actual mentality, the mental tools it takes, because the mental tools it takes will make you the money. Not the talking about what fucking type of truck, what type of dumbass mini skidster, what type of skidster. It's all fucking irrelevant. What type of mower. They all cut grass. I mean, yeah, don't buy a Murray. I get it. Buy everything that's commercial and a quality product. But other than that, it's whoever services the thing best. That is who you should buy from. It's not what brand you like, not what color you like, not what you're used to, and what's most financially efficient and efficient on getting fixed if there needs to be repairs. I got some dog issues here that are driving me nuts. I was thinking about some ideas, but these dogs, man. The next mental tool that I want to go over would be like your ability to assess and manage risk and your risk tolerance. So these dogs, man, it's ridiculous. As a business owner, you have to be able to assess risks. What am I getting myself into? The auto loans, the equipment loans, the overhead, the lease, and what's your threshold of what you can deal with? What's the risk you can deal with? And you got to know that there is risk in everything you do in business. Whether you get no debt, your Dave Ramsey style, or you get debt, it doesn't matter. At some point, you will have issues if the flow stops. If the money stops coming in, there's issues no matter what. Yeah, someone's maybe a little safer in the short term or in the long term. I don't fucking know. You need to really know up front what's going to be your risk tolerance. What do you think your risk tolerance is like? Because it's going to really test you. You're going to have to make a lot of hard decisions. And that leads us right into the next point, is after you've checked that risk tool area of your mind, where am I at with my risk? The next thing is you must be a decision maker. Do you get that? That means when we're talking about the mowers or whatever you got to buy, you don't have to like research every little freaking thing. You don't need to ask 62 people. You maybe ask somebody that you approve of their opinion and trust their opinion, and you make a fucking decision. A business owner doesn't have the time and the luxury that an employee has to think about stuff. Because if you're going to grow a company, and you're going to grow a landscape company, a lawn care company, any kind of company in the world, you need to make these decisions fast, and you need to make them with your gut fast. A lot of times, you need to be able to go off of feeling. You need to be like tapped into what your business needs and is, and know the answer from a risk standpoint. That's why I led into decision maker with risk, because you need to be able to assess what the risk is, like on the fly. And then with the ability to use your gut, you need to know it's like, that's the right call. We say yes. We go and we do it anyway. And the reason I say, I'm going to adjust this again. The reason I say that's so important is you just, like I said, you don't have time to not make decisions. You don't have time to think about stuff and just let it go, because the world is moving and your company and everything is moving so fast that planning for perfect is not a reality. The only reality is you make a decision and you move on, and even if it's wrong sometimes. So you got to be a decision maker, and you got to know what your risk tolerance is before you even go into decision making. Damn, we are banging out some like characteristics and mental tools that are freaking astonishing. I didn't know this stuff at all when I started, like what it would be. I knew it'd be hard, but that's all I knew. The next tool you're going to need to be, or you're going to need to have, or you're going to need to do is you're going to need to, I don't know how to say this, because if you hated school, you're going to have to become a reader and a learner. Because if you want to grow a company, your company is only as good as the person at the top. It is only as owners limit companies because of their limiting beliefs, their limiting thought processes, all these things where you just didn't know enough. You hadn't been exposed to the right thing. You haven't been to the right conferences. You haven't read the right books. There's so much learning that you need to do that will keep you out of a scarcity mindset. I think that's probably going to be the last thing I talk about, a little bit of mindset thing to wrap this up, because these tools, I'm telling you about all these tools. And it's so crazy. Somebody's going to be watching this video and they're going to be bored because they're like, this is ridiculous. I wanted to hear about the best tools for doing a hardscape job. The best tools to run a business and to structure a business and grow a business aren't the actual tools that make the production happen. The best tools are the characteristics of the people who manage, run, operate, own the business. The mental tools, the things, the decisions, the accountability, everything we've talked about, those are the things that make a business run well. It's not the fucking hammer. It's not the wheelbarrow. It's not the mini skidster. It's not the mower. It's the characteristics of the person at the helm, the person that is rocking everything, that is going for it and make sure it happens. Man, I really forgot this last point because I got on a fucking tangent. Oh, it came back to me. As we finish this up, the final thing is going to be eliminating scarcity mindset. Thinking that there's never enough. There's not enough money to do what you want to do. I can't afford that truck, that piece of equipment. I'm afraid because the work's going to run out. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. There's abundance everywhere. And this is what so many people don't know, don't see, don't understand, don't get to. And they get so far down the road and they never build anything because they don't realize that everything is truly abundant. And they could create any freaking thing they wanted to if they just embraced it and looked for opportunity. So leave in the comments below, what are your best actual tools, your actual mental mindset tools that have helped you grow a company? Because I want to hear that below. Those are what changes your business. That's what moves the needle of business, not the hammer that you beat the nail in with.